So if we want to see the cross-case comparison in an illustrative manner, here we can see a diagram that I've put together, and you can see 4 different flows. One is of migration in the grey arrows. Another is integration that can be seen in the red arrows. Integration and convergence happening simultaneous in the green, and convergence patterns in the black. What we look at here in these boxes are all the different devices that have been looked at or studied in the case studies, and between these different devices you can see different flows. So if we take, for example, the plain card, before automatic identification, in the manual identification time, plain cards perhaps might have utilized embossed numbers, but we've seen a integration between embossed cards, magnetic stripe cards and smart cards all on the same card. You're also seeing an integration and convergence happening between the magnetic stripe card and biometrics. For example, biometric templates of a fingerprint can be stored on a magnetic stripe card, can be stored on a smart card, can even be stored on a barcode these days. In terms of integration, you could have a barcode card and that can be integrated to an embossed card as well. Plain labels, we're seeing a migration which is clear from a plain label which is just stuck on with glue to barcodes, and from barcodes to RFID, and this is a visible trend in the industry. In terms of convergence, we can see things like the contactless smart card between these two boxes here. So this diagram just illustrates all the different trends between the cases that were studied, and it would be worthwhile just to have a good look at this in your own time. In essence, what we are saying is that the selection environment is not going to bring one device forward that will supersede or make all other devices obsolete. For example, the smart card won't be the ultimate winner, or fingerprinting won't be the ultimate auto ID device, or facial recognition for that matter, or RFID implants. It just is dependent on the application, as we said before, on whether it's open or closed system environment, how much money the stakeholder who owns the services has to pay, if these devices are available in a particular country, a whole gambit of selection criteria. But this notion of coexistence, which really hasn't been put forward by any other researcher, except vaguely by Schwartz, the CEO of Symbol Technologies, apart from a paper that was published in '98 by Schwartz, I am probably the next person to put forward this notion of coexistence in a more concrete manner. You're seeing all these different types of read devices which are being used for different applications, and they are integrated. Have a look at this device here. It can read magnetic stripe cards, smart cards, PCMCIA, even has a printer attached. The biometric reader, for example, uses smart cards as well as the biometric template. Here you have an integrated magnetic stripe card with smart card read capabilities. A smart card reader that can also read in magnetic stripe. All the devices are basically integrated, so the notion is that is going forward, hey, you can use any card with any reader device, or tell me the biometric that you want me to read and I'll search for it stored on that particular card. It doesn't mean, for example, that fingerprint will become the super biometric ID, or that DNA will become the super biometric ID at every airport that we go through. In Germany, for example, there could be hand recognition for those frequent flyers, whereas in the States there could be fingerprint recognition. It doesn't mean that we're going to have a global airport system that will just have one biometric. Potentially the multimodal biometric might come in, where you have multiple biometric templates stored on the one card, and the reader will basically on demand find the biometric required, which is in a specific format. So we're moving towards an environment of coexistence, and that's the whole point of this paper. Starting now to look at some of the emerging technologies, what is enabling this convergence? Here on the left top, I'll just let you have a look at these different pictures for a moment. You might have seen GPS watch, which allows you to find your longitude latitude coordinates. Mobile device, which has an LCD screen, which allows you to download HTML or send pictures. A lot of these are coming forward with the 3G services, and people are talking of 4G now. These types of wearable computing devices, in this case an identification pin, you can see the antenna here on the shoulder, or even as here is being demonstrated by little Mr. Jacobs, Derek Jacobs, a 13-year-old, an RFID implant device which can allow parents to actually track an individual. The real-time tracking of people, there are lots of companies out there at the moment which are pouring large amounts of R&D into this kind of thing. Verify.com is one of these companies. Here I've just taken a snapshot of the website, which allows you to see that a geographic information system can be used to locate an individual as they move along a particular route. In this instance, locator tag XYZ at 7:28 was at 1000 block of Heritage Oaks at Cupertino, California, and at the second log date at 7:23:44 a.m. it was at such and such a location, etc., etc., allowing parents to actually zoom in and out, or even guardians, for example, or carers. But this convergence in auto ID devices for electronic commerce is happening because there are all these other peripheral devices which are coming into fruition: the wearable computing, the RFID implants, the 3G mobile services, the GPS locators, and the GUI geographic information system real-time tracking.